Just getting set up. Need to get my keyboard there, and I think yeah, this should be a good spot, I think. Yeah, I know it started a little early. I figured that since I'm okay, that's going to be a bit of an issue, isn't it? Maybe if I remove that and put the HAHcon thing over here, maybe. Okay. So, I mean, if not, I could just go into my thing about role playing. I'm just warning you, this isn't scripted, but hey, most for me, most role plays aren't scripted, so. So, Yes? Ilmata, I believe? Let's see. Okay. And, of course, I have a sort of a guest with me. I mean, can't really have a roleplay panel without without a muse, so. Oh, okay. In that case, um, well, what you want to do when picking out a character to roleplay as, you want to pick a character that is a lot like your personality. For example, I am a lot like Rarity, so I roleplay as Rarity. There we go. I think that should work. It better work. So yeah, if you're I to be honest, when I'm role playing, most of the time I have no idea what I'm doing at all. So I just let Rarity take the reins, as it were. Yes, I went there. Back reference to season 1, episode 1. And okay, so here we go. So I've gotten so comfortable with role-playing as Rarity that I've role-played Rarity role-playing as another character. I mean, it was like in a kind of a fighting game, Dungeons and Dragons, or if you prefer, Ogres and Oubliettes. And without even thinking about it, Rarity named her character, the first name of the character that she came up with was Tabitha. Not even thinking about Tabitha St. Germain, the voice actress for Rarity. It just happened. So yeah, also for staying in character, staying in character, I guess there's this kind of zone that you get into to roleplay as a character and try to stay in that zone. And I have a quote here about back from the Oscars from this year. I'm not sure who said it, but I thought it was appropriate, so I decided to say it. It's not about me, it's about the character. You keep that in mind for role-playing. And I'd say role-playing and pony role-playing are pretty much the same. You just have to keep your character in mind, and you think about what you can do, what your history between the characters have been, well, what your character's history between, well, with other characters that you're role-playing with has been. So, I mean, I have a bit of a funny story concerning role-playing. I met someone who I actually really enjoyed role-playing with because they accidentally referred to a male version of Rarity, which they were role-playing at the time, as a seamstress. And Rarity was like, no, you cannot call a male a seamstress. A tailor, yes. A seamstress, no. You call a male a tailor. She decided to break the fourth wall for that one. And the person who was role-playing was in a college class at the time, and they were surprised that Rarity broke the fourth wall. They were used to Pinkie Pie breaking the fourth wall. But Rarity's done her fair share of breaking the fourth wall as well. So, let's see. Also, I found that, like, kind of creating stuff having to do with Rarity kind of helps at times too, to get me in the mindset of role-playing. Of course, that's Rarity. If you roleplay as, say, Applejack, or, I don't know, maybe Twilight, different rules may apply, because Rarity's all about creativity and inspiration. So, yeah. Also, when I'm really in the groove, I suppose you could say, I could predict what Rarity's going to do in any given situation. And when later episodes had her in that situation, I successfully predicted what she was going to do, even if it seemed, I guess even if it seemed a bit out of character for other people, I like to think that I'm in her head or she's in mine. Not sure which way it would go, but so, yeah. I mean, I've actually dressed up as Rarity for Halloween. I knitted a dress because I saw a knitted dress online. I was like, Wonder if I can do that. Turns out I could. No pattern or anything. And it's funny because the knitted dress that I saw online was a Fluttershy themed one. So, anyways, I liked the dress so much that I ended up wearing it as part of my Halloween costume. I got like a long-haired purple wig. Ah! There we go. There we go. The Lightning Brony asks, what do you do if you can't find a character with a similar personality to yourself? That is where OCs, or original characters, come in. Who better to play you than you? I'm glad you asked that, because I did mean to bring that up. I did, but and then there's the question about like if people are willing to roleplay with an OC. Some are, some aren't. I'm fine either way. I mean, if any of you were in the Discord roleplay chat yesterday, hello, Eli Holcomb. Um, so yeah, if one person's treating the roleplay seriously and the other person's treating it kind of goofy, some rather humorous, scenarios could happen. Like, oh, I don't know, a spaghetti adorned fedora. So, if you were in the roleplay Discord chat yesterday, it it was funny. So, and it ended with they left without the fedora that they wanted. Oh well. One second, I'm gonna drink some of my tea. Yeah. Mm, this is good tea. And no, I'm not just drinking tea to be in character as Rarity, but it does help a bit. I mean, I do like tea, and well, Celestial Seasonings Bengal Spice Tea is awesome. This live stream not this live stream not sponsored by any companies or anything, but, you know, just saying I like the tea. Let's see. I mean, I also, another thing that I think is good for, like, okay, what are some good starter roleplay, yeah, pardon me, what are some good starter roleplay concepts? I'd say, like, having excuse me, like, if one's like an established character, like canon, and there's another, like, OC involved, having the OC go up to the canon character and, like, need help with something, like, say, like if it's an OC with Pinkie Pie, perhaps the OC needs a party planned for, like, a friend, and it's coming up in a really short amount of time. It's Rainbow Dash and an OC, maybe challenge. Maybe have the OC challenge Rainbow Dash to a race, maybe. With Rarity, I find that a lot of times people walk into Carousel Boutique and either need something fixed or need a new wardrobe. Oh, certainly, of course. Uh, for Fluttershy, it could be someone with, like, an injured pet or something. Think, like, say, like the episode A Bird in the Hoof. Um, and something else that I think is good for, like, character development. A good thing for, like, character development, I think, is to put the character in a situation that they have absolutely no clue what to do. Like, I'm sure I'm going to get hate for this, but magical mystery cure. I actually really enjoyed Magical Mystery Cure because it showed what the main five, minus Twilight of course, thought the others did for work. And another, I'd say, quite unconventional character development tool that I absolutely love is the gender bent trope, where, you know, like, if you read any of the fan fictions where it had the main six turned into males, you know, Duskshine for Twilight, Elusive for Rarity, Butterscotch for Fluttershy, Rainbow Blitz for Rainbow Dash, Bubbleberry for Pinkie Pie, although I think that may have been changed for, it could have been replaced by Cheese Sandwich. Yeah. And I love that Apple Bloom's male counterpart has a baseball cap instead of a bow. And now from character building, we're going to transition to what not to do with the roleplay OC character. Don't make them godlike. Don't don't make them force other characters to do what they don't want to do, unless you're like, unless the other role player is okay with it and you're role playing a character like Discord. That that can be really, it can be a real pain to try to work with someone who's tries to take control of everything. It it's not pretty. That I sometimes the only way to save that sort of scenario is to have, like, I think one way to save that sort of scenario is to have your character wake up and play it off as a dream sequence, but that's not a that's not really a good thing to have to do. I mean, it's like a last resort. I think I've never had to do that, but I've role played on Tumblr, actually cross fandoms. I role played a little bit with someone role playing as Matt Smith's Doctor Who, and Rarity, 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 Rarity. You are such the hopeless romantic. I mean, I personally don't think of myself as a shipper, but when I roleplay as Rarity, holy cow, the ships are everywhere. She tried to ship Twilight with Doctor Who just because they both did time traveling. Rarity, why? You have to have more in common than just time traveling. I mean, if that was the case, why wouldn't you ship Twilight with, I don't know, Marty McFly? Don't look at me like that. Don't look. Oh. Now Rarity wants to see a pony version of Marty McFly hanging out with Twilight. That's the sort of thing that can be an issue when you let your characters have that much free reign. They oh, sorry about that. That's my heater. Um so yeah, Rarity tends to want to ship every pony. And some non-ponies as well. I mean, there have been times when she wanted to go further than I was ready to go. I mean, yeah, this is a G-rated chat. Okay, so I can't say how far Rarity wanted to go, but I was like, really, really, Rarity? I mean, she's quite the. But yeah, choose your muse wisely. They can be quite the handful. I mean, personality-wise, I'm the most like Rarity, but Pinkie Pie comes in a close second. So I suppose that's where a bit of the wildness comes from Rarity. So, I mean, she's proved that she can be a bit random and such. I mean, in the episode Gift of the Mod Pie, there was her, the way she bounced around imitating Pinkie after Pinkie had traded her party cannon for the bag for Boulder. I'm sure no pony expected that. So, yeah, it role playing can be fun. It can be rewarding, and it can also be really crazy. Especially if both muses are in the mood for for fluff, like not serious role play. So it can get crazy. It can get really crazy. Oh boy, so yeah. I mean, another thing that another thing about me that I think connects me to Rarity is I've always had a good eye for detail. I mean, I can find four-leaf clovers like you wouldn't believe. In fact, when I was originally coming up with my OC, I wanted his cutie mark to be a four-leaf clover. But then I saw someone else had a four-leaf clover cutie mark, so I decided to go with something else that I really like. That I really like doing, knitting. So I mean, I haven't role-played as my OC that much, which is kind of funny considering that I role-play as Rarity more than I role-play as my OC. So, but yeah, and it's good to be and it's good to keep. Let's see. The Lightning Brony says, "Where do you roleplay?" Okay. I've roleplayed in Minecraft. I've roleplayed a bit on DeviantArt in chats. I've roleplayed on Tumblr. I roleplayed on Skype. I've roleplayed on Discord. I actually roleplayed in real life as well. It's rather amusing to hear things that Rarity would say coming out of this face. Writing stories that can be a form of role play. I mean, when you think about it, when you write a story, you're saying what the characters do. It's like I suppose it's like role playing with yourself. I'm not sure how deep that was or not, so I suppose I'll just leave it there. What else? And people that I've role-played with in real life, I role-played with my cousin who likes My Little Pony, and I've role-played with an adult friend. She doesn't actually do a character, but I do the character to kind of like get I suppose it's for like the reactions. Well, that's the end of that tea. also sort of, kind of, roleplay over on Equestria Daily. I tend to be in character as Rarity more often than not with my comments over there. And there are times when I'm honestly not sure who's commenting, me or her. Okay, let's see. Tips for getting more familiar with your character. Okay, let's see. Oh, pardon me for a second. I'm checking Discord. Ah, okay, canon character. Okay, that's a bit easier, depending on the canon character that you're role-playing as. Watch episodes that feature that character and play. And that's what I tend to do when I trip over my words. Watch episodes with the character that you're wanting to roleplay as, and pay close attention to their actions, how they react to things, and even what they do when they're not supposed to be paid attention to, like if they're in the background, just heck, like in that shot with the 4 Trixies back in the day. Stuff like that. And also, I think if you can, Lost rarity. I admit it. I love puns. It, yeah, puns are a weakness of mine. Well, weakness, strength. How do you quantify weaknesses and strength when the thing in question, when the bad ones are the best ones? That's actually a good question. And that's another way that that Rarity and I are different. Rarity doesn't tend to make puns. I do. I mean, she appreciates them, but she doesn't tend to make them. But as shown with Applejack saying things are better when they're a rarity, she does appreciate them. So, let's see. Anything else you'd like to know? I mean, such as, I don't know, what was the question be? Starting out with oh, usually when people want to roleplay, they have a set of rules that they post somewhere. Like, say, some people prefer to stay within their own universe. Some people don't mind hopping between universes. Some people prefer there to be just one version of the character in their universe. Others, they're fine with multiple. And when it comes to that, be careful. You might come across a changeling or two. Just saying. I mean, the two versions of the character reacting to each other, that can be interesting as well. I guess it's kind of like self-reflection, I suppose. And some people absolutely will not roleplay with the OCs. I don't mind OCs just as long as they aren't like the red and black HAHcon punk princess thing. I Okay, is your roleplay set within a specific time frame or age, or do you sometimes play Philly Rarity and other times roleplay as a much older character? I feel most comfortable role-playing as Rarity as she appears in the show, like adult with the Tearsil boutique, Sweetie Belle at her age, that sort of thing. And I've been known to have Rarity step away. Well, hold on. But on that note, I've been known to have Rarity step away for a little bit and have Sweetie Belle pop in from time to time. And I've roleplayed as Sweetie Belle. Actually, one time, Big Macintosh came into the boutique and Sweetie Belle was there. Sweetie Belle wanted, so many bows on Big Macintosh. Oh my goodness. That was amusing. So I'm not sure if that count. Actually, no, that wouldn't count as Philly Rarity because it's actually not Rarity per se. It's Sweetie Belle. But yeah, let's see. I've also reacted to movies and certain other things as Rarity. In fact, actually, in Mario Kart Wii, I've reacted to Mushroom Gorge as Rarity. There's a cave in there that's absolutely filled with crystals. She loved it. She absolutely loved it. I mean, of course, because why wouldn't she? And then also in like some games where you can like decorate certain areas, I've decorated an area as I'd imagine Rarity would, and let's see, like in say Kirby's Epic Yarn, you can buy like a sewing machine to decorate Kirby's apartment. Ooh, okay. Lionez says, "Hey there, Cat Lover 2. What is your view of those who roleplay canon? Personally, I am a little off-put by it at times, especially when they are doing a poor job of it. I think if they're doing it well, it's good, but if they don't do it well, it's cringy. That's why I don't. That's why I don't roleplay as, say, Twilight. I I don't think I can get in her head as well as I can get in Rarity's head, or she gets in mine. Again, that's kind of a. I suppose it goes both ways. But I'd say if they do a good job of it, I don't mind. I mean, heck, I'm talking about role playing as Rarity here, and I'm talking canon Rarity. So, of course, I might be just a tiny bit biased, but such is life. Um, but yeah, if if the person who's trying to roleplay as a canon character and doing a bad job of it, I'd suspect them of being a changeling. I'm just saying. Because changelings don't do a really good job of being being the pony that they're supposed to be, either. Or dragons, since I suppose it's canon that they actually can turn into dragons, because, like, um, so, so yeah, if, again, to kind of sum it up, if the role play's done well, I don't mind it, but if it's done poorly, eh, changelings are involved. That's all I have to say. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. I I it let's see. I've seen a voice actor do Fluttershy before. My favorite canon. And oh, Celestia, that was good. But sadly, I've seen so many who struggle to roleplay at all. They take up the canon characters. If possible, send them a private message that says about how they they're not really how they're not really that. I'm trying to be nice here. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, if possible, send them a private message that says that you're kind of bad at it. I'm kind of, and let's see. Um, so yeah, yeah, it's hard to tell people that they're not good at something. It's, I mean, you risk them ballistic on you. You risk a lot of things when you tell some on that sort of thing. It can be tough. I mean, with the person who was playing Doctor Who number 11, they actually told me that they didn't want to roleplay with me anymore. I think it probably had something to do with my wanting to, well, my/Rarity wanting to ship them with Twilight. I told you that was a bad idea, but did you listen? No. Do you usually listen when I tell you something's a bad idea? No. No, you don't. Yeah, role-playing kind of... Actually, role-playing is I'm wanting to say that it's a well-documented way to help socially awkward people learn social cues. So, oh, hello. Hello, that is the... Okay, the video just cut out on me. Whee! Let's try this again. Okay, and reloading, and... Wow. Okay, there we go. So... So, maybe I should, get this wrapped up. Winter wrap up. Because it's almost 11, so... Thank you, everyone, for showing up here, for listening to my mindless blabberings about roleplay. And again, I'm going to put this on YouTube. Hopefully, it doesn't take forever for it to process, because that would be pretty bad. Then again, it usually does. So, yeah. pancakes or waffles? It depends on my mood. I mean, to be honest, I like just putting just syrup on pancakes, but I like putting butter on waffles. I like putting butter on waffles because the butter goes in the little holes, and pancakes are a rarity. Actually, I'll have Rarity answer the question. Darling, what kind of a choice is that? And if you were to give me a choice between pancakes and waffles, I'd most certainly choose one or the other. But if you give me a choice between pancakes and, well, me, that doesn't even make any sense. It's like putting... It's like putting a... It's like having a plaid outfit with polka dot trim. Absolutely horrid. But as for the pancakes or waffles, I believe I'd have to go with pancakes. They're light and fluffy, and they're closer to French crepes than waffles. And well, France is so much more elegant than uh, yes. Anyways, oh, and you're quite welcome. And thank you. I'm going to end this now. Bye.